We have two top tier blockchain projects preparing to merge. If everything goes through, this could add more than $300 million in market cap. It would create a chain with more than 45 plus governing council members, and it could bring Sega licensed Web3 gaming products to the network. Welcome back to DHN. My name is Wade Teamer. If you enjoy Web3 gaming content that is focused on the fundamentals, the games, the fun stuff, that's what we like to do. So make sure you plug into the subscribe button so that way your game comes on next time we make some content like this. Now, Clayton is a project that I have been wanting to talk to you all about for a number of years. All right. I'm just going to get this small story out the way before we dive into this. It was 2020. China released a list of assets that were approved simply by their government. One of the assets on that list was Clayton. Ever since then, I have had my eye on this project. They started out on the institutional side. Since then, they've leaned a lot more into gaming, and now they've specialized it. So the relationship that they're forming is with a company called Finshia. And what they're looking to do is merge their two blockchains together. It is currently going through a voting process, which starts on January 26th and will be ending February 2nd. So this means that if the proposal goes through, everything that we're about to talk about in this episode is going to be happening probably within the next 6 months. So let's not waste no more time. Let's jump into this. Now, there are a number of reasons why they are looking to make this merge happen. They center around decentralized finance, institutional adoption, and branding, which is an interesting approach. Now, when it comes to decentralized finance, they're looking to capture this opportunity by building a stable and robust DeFi ecosystem by leveraging Clayton's DeFi capabilities with the development direction and strategies of the decentralized exchange that Phoenicia is preparing. Based on the builders and user bases that Clayton and Phoenicia have established, we will create practical collaboration cases with various financial partners in Asia. Now, I'll just tell you this. Combined, these two networks, they would be addressing more than 35 million users. And when it comes to the financial partners in Asia, that would take this, it would make this episode way too long. It would take us all the way out of the gaming sphere completely. Because when we're talking about money in Asia and development and banks, yeah, it can get out of hand. But what I like about this is it's coming together. They're focused and they understand what the important pillars are for a project going forward in the space. Now, the second thing that they look to get into is institutional adoption. Now, they've already worked on a number of applications in this area. They state that they've already partnered with Tokeny, which is a tokenization platform. They've joined the ERC Real World Asset Association, which is a group that specializes in tokenization of assets, specifically on Ethereum. They've also launched a gold peg token. This I haven't looked into, but if they are getting into tokenization of gold business, hey, here we go. They're also developing ship tokenization products. Now we're talking about trade finance. So something else you need to consider too, guys, and this could get very confusing to someone coming into the space. All of these blockchains claim to do a lot of the same things. You'll see that. The reason that it's that way is because these are software. We're dealing with technology. We're dealing with essentially platforms that allow people to create their own programs. Just like the internet came along and allowed websites to be created. Web3, what that means is the next version of the internet, where you not only can create a website, but you can create your own internet networks. It does get deep, but that's why I love it, right? But they're also into tokenized real estate, which is another big narrative going on right now. And they made crypto to fiat payments with Line. Now, Line is a very important company for the rest of this story. Line is on the Phoenicia side, and they help develop, they're actually based in the United States, but they're helping develop payment platforms in Asia. Now, the last key piece to their institutional play centers around stablecoins. According to them, they are already in active discussion with several stablecoin issuers to onboard native stablecoins to the project. Now, the name of this initiative is called Project Dragon, which I think is just the dopest name in the world. But yes, they are talking with stablecoin issuers, and if they're looking to do that, then yeah, they're definitely aiming in the right direction. I still believe that we are in the era of stablecoins. They're going to be the main way that people convert from fiat to this digital lifestyle, right? Now, the last pillar of their plan here centers around branding, and this is where things tend to open up a lot. Let's just dive into this. So, Project Dragon's unique strength of being integrated into Kakao Talk and Line Messenger, two of Asia's most popular messaging apps, gives us an immediate advantage in attracting institutional investors. An immediate advantage. And that's very true. Again, to follow the narratives behind Line, the company itself, and Kakao Talk, that company, right? It would add too much to this video. So where we're going to focus is another institutional interest, right? And that would be Sega. Now, how do we get around to Sega? Well, it took me a couple of days, but I'm going to bring it around to you. So outside of the list in 2020, where I discovered Clayton's name in the beginning, I kind of fell off the narrative, got into the XRP, the Stellars, the ISOs, right? But then I circled back around to Clayton late in 2022. It was through a game called King of Fighters. Now, this game is by no means going to change the gaming landscape. It's a simple fighting game, but it reminds me a lot of Street Fighter, Virtual Fighter, the classics from back in the day, right? And what blew my mind the most was the gameplay, the functionality. It was pretty much smooth. They're still in development. They're still working on play to earn elements, but the foundational product that they have is very solid. Now, the reason why I bring that game up is because it is also developed by a company called Netmarble. Netmarble is going to be very key. Now, you may be wondering though, where does Sega come into all of this? Well, I'm going to bring it around to you. So there was a report that was published last year because, according to the headlines, Sega had stepped away from Web3 gaming. They didn't want nothing to do with it. This is what Bloomberg said, right? However, in an interview with Yahoo Finance, Sega co-chief operating officer Shuji Utsumi said that that actually wasn't true, and it doesn't make any sense because at the exact same time, Sega announced that they would be working on a blockchain-based game with a company called Line. That is the very same Line that is, upon approval of this proposal, will be coming into the Clayton ecosystem through Finshia, right? But it gets even deeper. He says himself, Utsumi, that we're not trying to become a Web3 company. Instead, Web3 technology such as the blockchains and NFTs are functions that the company will continue to explore as we grow its business and expand the potential of its IP. He says the company's strategy is to invest in Web3 projects, which includes licensing the company's IP for certain game titles to blockchain-based developers that it trusts to maintain its quality standards. So clearly, they have a strong criteria for the companies that they're going to work with. So Line being one of the first ones, that's very interesting. Now, this goes to a completely other level because Line is also the company behind Finshia, right? Finshia recently added Sega to their governing council. And I want to show you guys, I want to pull up what Sega is going to be contributing specifically. They are going to contribute to Web3 game development based on Sega IP. To expand the Finshia ecosystem and popularize Web3, Sega Singapore plans to collaborate in the development of Web3 games using famous Sega IPs. This means that they will be using Sega characters in Web3 games. And again, upon approval, they will be able to then put this on Clayton, which, no offense to Finshia, Clayton's got the better network because they're running games like King of Fighters, and there's another golf game that you may have stumbled upon accidentally, right? wouldn't have even known that this game was on blockchain. I didn't know because I discovered it through, okay, so there's these apps that allow you to download other apps to make money from, right? That's how I found this game. Did not know it was running on Clayton thanks to Netmarble, which we're going to get to in a second. Outside of that, Sega will be participating as a governance member. So again, upon the approval of this proposal, Finshia's governing council members will become Clayton's council members. That means Sega is going to get involved here. And they're already looking to expand their IPs into the Web3 gaming space. Now, let me bring it a little bit closer to Clayton because I've been talking about Netmarble, right? Also, alongside of this Line project, which includes the Web3 game and the social media app, which is called Game Dosi, if you want to look at that, they're working on another Sega IP called Three Kingdoms, and they're working with Double Jump Tokyo and a private blockchain company called Oasis. Now, one of the validators for this Oasis blockchain is Netmarble. Again, the same Netmarble who is on Clayton's governing council member, and they're producing games like King of Fighters and that golf game that we talked about. Now, we are such in early stages, but what has me so fascinated about this connection is the quality of these games, honestly. Because when I talked about some Web3 games before, someone said in the comments like, yeah, if you're investing in these projects, you're going to play these games with a bit of a bias. Well, see, I don't necessarily find that to be true. Because at the moment, I'm not holding any Clayton. I'm just curious in the development of Web3 games. Because it's not holding the token that's going to bring you the most money. It's playing the game that gives you the token that's going to bring you the most money. And that's what I'm looking for. Because my son might end up playing some of these games. That's what I'm looking at. But with that, guys, I know we covered a lot. Clayton is going to be one of the assets that we're going to be getting into. Again, just to recap, Clayton and Finshia, they are in the progress of proposing a merge. The final day for voting is February 2nd. If it goes through, these two networks will become one. That will mean a plus $900 million market cap, which could push Clayton into the top 25, top 20 assets. Okay, this is something you're not hearing anywhere else. This could be an opportunity to get in on Clayton before it goes anywhere else. And if you want to, I'm currently using Uphold, and I also found out one of our channel partners, Clayton, has a branded SafePal hardware wallet. Blew my mind, ladies and gentlemen, because the exact same morning, SafePal hit me with an email and say, hey, we got a new X1 model. You want to share that with your audience? They got one shipping. It's on its way to me. Hardware wallets, guys, they're very important. Definitely want to self-custody your assets. I got a couple episodes on the channel to teach you how to do that. Make sure you check that out. But again, if all of this goes through, Sega could have a very powerful blockchain ally. And just for the record, guys, companies are looking to make this adjustment. Ubisoft was the biggest one starting in 2021. And then Atari, as a matter of fact, got involved with Atari X in May of 2022. And they also launched an Atari casino game on Decentraland. It's, here and there. But recently, they've partnered with both Polygon and Sandbox to develop some new titles. So, Bandai Namco, Square Enix, other, I don't want to call, well, we can call them OG gaming companies, right? OG gaming developers, OG gaming companies, seeing the potential in Web3. And if Sega, if their whole goal is to use their licensed IP, their characters that have made them famous over the last 30-some years, then we could be looking at a Sonic blockchain game coming very soon. I mean, they are rebooting the film franchise, so they're going to want to do some stuff with that. Only time will tell. But like I said, guys, if you're looking to pick up some crypto, I'm using Uphold. You can get Clayton there. Link to that will be in the description as well. If you want to check out that Clayton branded hardware wallet from SafePal or pick up the X1, again, links will be in the description. With that, I want you to have a great day. Have a prosperous day. And always remember, if the money is digital, so is the hustle.